shit.
Hey guys, Raider 3-1 Lane here again. Out of my aunt and uncle's place out in the hills, they've got a nice little private range called Iron Sight Acres out here. And so this is actually the first time I've been to this specific range. We've got another range out in the hills on some family land that we use. And so whenever I'm back home, we try to come out, friends and family, and do a lot of good, solid training and just have a lot of fun shooting out here. And so the thing we're going to talk about right now is what I call the holy trinity of close quarters combat, close quarters shooting. And those are the concepts of pieing, cornering, and wall body weapon. And so if there's anything that I ever have learned from working with law enforcement agencies or things like that, other cops that we talk about, and even inexperienced military members, the thing that they're going to break the most often when it comes in close quarters combat is going to be cornering or wall body weapon. Pieing plays into that too, but cornering and wall body weapon seem to be things that they break all the time. I don't know if it's a video game, mentality that people have, or if they just forget when they're training as to how dangerous bullets actually are. They don't really care how well trained you are. A bullet just comes in and it does whatever it does. So we need to make sure that we are exposing the minimum amount of our body every time we're working in close quarters, because if we're concealed carry work, we're going to be in close, and that's where it gets really dangerous. And so we need to make sure that we're doing things right and we're getting ourselves out of harm's way. The concepts of cornering and of wall body weapons. So whenever we're cornering, we need to make sure one of the most important things that we can ever do is I have to have eyes on my muzzle at all time, and I have to be able to see everything that can see my muzzle. And what I mean by that is I cannot stick my muzzle around a corner if I do not have eyes on that corner or that wall or that tree or that building, whatever it may be. And you're going to see in a couple demonstrations what I mean. I'm going to expose my pistol to potentially being grabbed or knocked away by my adversary. I'm going to place myself in a very dangerous, precarious position where I can easily be overcome or engaged by my opponent. And the other concept we're going to talk about is that of wall body weapon. So when we talk about wall body weapon, we simply mean wall body weapon. So at any time, if I'm a right-hander, I want my left hand up to that wall. And that way, at any time when I'm coming around this corner here, I can have the very minimum silhouette of my body actually exposed from that wall. So now if I happen to be coming from the other side, I need to make sure, if at all possible, regardless of what gear I'm wearing, that I switch. I'm going to come in the same position. That way, if and when I do come face to face with that enemy on the other side of the wall, I have the total wall protecting most of my body. So I'm only going to expose my pistol, part of my face, and part of my arm. Whereas if I had the pistol in the other side, the weapon in the other side, I'm going to expose most of my torso, part of my lower body, and my entire head. So up close and personal, that stuff is going to be the difference between life and death. Okay, that last concept that we want to talk about is the concept of pieing. So when we talk about pieing, so we've got the doorway here. Let's call the doorway 36 inches across. So if I'm going alone, if I'm the point man in a stack, whatever situation that you may want to visualize here, instead of clearing the doorway in one violent and quick motion and potentially exposing myself to anything that's out there, especially when I'm in really tight quarters, I'm going to think of this in terms of 1 inch at a time. So instead of clearing 36 inches, I'm going to make 36 1-inch clears as I come around. So I keep everything nice and tight. I can see the wall here, so I know I'm not exposed right there. All right, so as I come around the corner, muzzle control again, wall body weapon. So 1 inch at a time, nice and slow, nice and smooth. Making my way all the way out and around. Once I make myself all the way to where I can see myself clear, I can go ahead and advance through that door with the maximum safety that's going to be allowed.
Okay, now tying all our concepts together. So I'm nice and tight to my wall. That weapon's in nice and tight. That muzzle's completely under control. I'm clearing 1 inch at a time, trying to gain myself some space so I can escape and get out of here.